Good morning, children. Hope you all are safe and good. So, children, this is chapter 3, part 2. Today, I am going to explain you few separating methods. Okay. Now, children, here there is a table is given. Table 3.1. You can see types of mixture that I have already explained you in the last video or last Zoom class also. That homogeneous. There are two types of mixture: homogeneous and heterogeneous. In the second column they are showing their physical state, like two solids can be homogeneous, like alloy as we know it is a mixture of the metals. So here sugar solution, one is solid, one is liquid. Solid gas, the suspended dust particle, it has the solid stone particles, sand particles, and it has the gases also. So these examples are given. Okay, these all are the examples of the homogeneous. So at least you should remember the three. And homogeneous, so whipped cream and foam, CO2 in cold drink, air, these are the homogeneous. Okay, now so here they are showing the solid and gas different. Now children, they are in this table, next 3.2 table, they are showing differences between the compounds and mixture. So compounds are pure substance, whereas mixture are impure substance. I have explained you. And compounds are made up of two or more elements, but they have the fixed conditions, fixed ratio. Okay, here it is written. But in any proportion mixture can be formed. Okay, mixture can be formed by two or more elements, but there is no fixed proportion is there. Compounds are always homogeneous, whereas mixtures can be homogeneous and heterogeneous. Okay, so here this is wrong. Here it is given the homogeneous or heterogeneous. Okay, now I told you that compounds we can simply separate by passing electricity, by physical means, by adding chemicals also. Okay, whereas mixtures also. So today I will explain you how to separate the different kinds of mixture. Okay, now in the table 3.3 also they are showing the differences. First one is homogeneous mixture. They mixed that uniformly throughout the solution, whereas heterogeneous we can see their constituent parts. Okay, because they are not uniformly mixed with each other. Now physical properties. What are the physical properties? So to separate the mixture, whether it is homogeneous or it is heterogeneous, we should show the physical properties based on the physical properties. For example, for separating iron sulfide, I told you yellow color sulfur, if we will mix with the iron fillings, what will happen? We know that iron is having the metallic property, they can easily attracted by the magnet. So for separating the sulfur and iron fillings, what we should do? We should use the magnetic, based on the magnetic properties, we can easily use the magnetic separation method. Okay, so like this, based on the density. Okay, so you know your mother is using sieves also for flow, different kinds of sieves she is using based on the density or particle size. Now based on the melting point, and as you know in the evaporation process, okay, if we will provide the heat or high melting point, water will evaporate, leaving behind the salt and sugar. Okay, so based on these are the properties through which we can easily, we should know. Okay, so that we can apply the correct separation method. Now solubility is common in solvent, water and ethanol, so we can easily collect the water and ethanol by fractional distillation method, by other distillation method. Nature to sublime also, like you know we know that naphthalene balls can easily sublime, and we know that camphor, ammonium chloride, these can easily sublime. Okay, so if we know the nature of these properties, we can easily choose the correct way of method of separation. So here first one I am showing you sedimentation and decantation. Okay, so in the class 6 and 7 we have, you all know that sedimentation, it works under the in density. Okay, so here you can see, I am showing you here, these methods are used to separate heavy insoluble component. Okay, so if we want to separate the sand water, okay, sand water, then what we all know that sand is insoluble. It is a solid and insoluble component, and liquid is a so if there is a rice, if there is a sand, if there is a dal, all are insoluble substances, okay, or you can say components in the water, so easily they all will get settled down. Okay, so after settling down, what we should do, we can easily slowly in a that empty vessels or empty test tube, here you can see, we can easily remove or take out the water, okay, after settling down, after sedimentation process. So that process is called decantation. So decantation and sedimentation is a process through which we can separate, remember always, heavy insoluble component. Okay, so this is the first principle. Now second is filtration. Filtration method, I told you earlier also that we use filter paper. So with, we have to make a cone of filter paper, then we have to put here on the funnel, and then just pass the muddy water. What will happen, the water will pass, because it filter paper has the pores, minute pores, so, and the sand is having the size. Okay, so based on the size of the sand, it will trap on the filter paper here only. Okay, and then only water will pass or water will come down. The same, so this is a filter paper method, filtration method. So this method is also used to separate insoluble solid components. Okay, so very short it is given, because we have already learned in the lower classes. Now next is evaporation. I told you evaporation need a heat. So evaporation, like salt water, suppose we want to obtain the salt, we want to get salt from the water, like people are just extracting from the sea water. Sea is having the high amount of salt water, so from where we are getting salt, from that only. So what they are doing, they are using the evaporation method only. So what they are doing, near the sea banks, they are just making a pit, so that with the effect of sunlight, that water will evaporate, leaving behind the salt into it. That soil they just bring in the factories for treatment. Okay, and then they are just that they are just providing in the market, so that we can buy. Now evaporation. So evaporation also only we can separate the water and sugar, as it is written, from the sugar solution, and salt and water from the sugar solution. So one activity they have given to separate a mixture of sodium chloride. Sodium chloride, we all know sodium chloride is a salt which we are eating in our food, and calcium carbonate. Okay, so what we should do, we should make a mixture of it. We need a water, beaker, funnel and filter paper. So have a look in the material required. So what we should do, so place the mixture of this in a beaker. We have to fill a water beaker with a water, and we have to place a mixture and allow this, because you know NaCl is a salt, it can easily dissolve in the water, and then we have to filter with the help of filter paper. We can easily separate the calcium carbonate. Okay, so the calcium carbonate can easily retain on the filter paper. Okay, and this water in that case, in that activity case, this water contains the NaCl plus water. So further we can use the evaporation process, and we can separate the two. So observation, you can see the residue collected on the filter paper is calcium carbonate, because you know calcium carbonate is a salt which is insoluble, it will not dissolve in the water, whereas NaCl, sodium carbonate, will easily dissolve in the water. Okay, so one component we will get on the filter paper, so we can easily separate it, and the filtrate, which we will get the NaCl solution which contain the NaCl plus water, again we can perform the evaporation activity, this activity, heating activity, and we can collect all the water will evaporate into the atmosphere and leaving behind the salt. Yes children, so this is also activity. We one salt is soluble, remember, and the another one is insoluble. So here we have used two methods, filtration also and evaporation. So sometimes for separating the mixtures, different mixtures, we are using the two methods of separation simultaneously. Okay children, so today I have explained you sedimentation and decantation, which works on heavy insoluble components. Okay, first let them settle down, the heavy component, and then transfer the water slowly into the another empty one, so that particle will remain in the first vessel only. So just this is a sedimentation, decantation. This is the filter paper where we are using the filter paper, filtration methods, and here evaporation method, which needs heat. So children, please go through the these activity, you can see, and just read it. Okay, so in my next classes I will explain you how what is distillation, what is fractional distillation, and what is magnetic separation also. So please go through the chapter. Okay, and just in a Zoom class you can ask me any doubt if you have any. So thank you children, and have a nice day. God bless you all.